Remember they ain't wanna let us in, now we top of the building. They hating now, they was hating then, I should chop off the ceiling. I get it now, I ain't get it then, now we about to get millions.
Okay, and welcome to the IIQ Part 8. This is going to be our very last video, at least of this summer. Obviously, maybe there'll be a season 2 here in the future. But yeah, last video for this summer. It's been a great couple days of workouts now that we're getting into the gym this week. And so again, I think we've timed this well. We get a good discussion this year about concepts and about understanding basketball. And we were lucky enough that hopefully it's safe now and we get to get into the gym too. Best of both worlds. And so thank you for going on this journey with us. And again, yeah, today is the last one. And so let's learn a little bit more here. And let's, continue to move and have a great rest of the summer. One of those summers where we get to compete with our teammates and we get to keep improving. And it's gonna lead to great, really fun times, I think, in the future. So let's keep it up. Now, before we get to discussing our lesson or whatever you want to call it this week, let's celebrate our teammates a little bit. And we have a lot to celebrate in the last session, in this last part here. And so let's watch these clips. We're going to celebrate 2 teammates today. Actually, 3. The bulk of it will be about your teammates, Deutschman and Kimani. And so, man, I love watching Deutsch shoot. He's always set. Let's go back and see that again. You see this? Oops. His feet are set. His hands are ready. He moves up, receives the pass, and boom, buries it. I love people who are ready to shoot. Excellent. Let's see some more. Same thing. Feet set, hands set. Great pass. Great shot. Now, people might not remember this, but Deutsch made one of the most clutch plays of the season. Sneaking in there, getting that offensive rebound. Watch the bench. They're going nuts. We win this game, and that was a huge shot, Collins. Great hustle play, Jacob. Now, not to be outdone, here's Kimani's clutch 3. We won this game, too, against Roseville. And so 2 clutch plays. And, real quick, take a look at this. Here's Kimani, got the ball. Here's Deutschman open. Maybe many of you didn't notice this or didn't recognize this, but these 2 have a serious chemistry together. Watch this. Great feed, Kimani. Boom, and 1. Excellent. And Kimani, you're a passer, man. Look at this. To Deutsch again. Boom. Beautiful pass, Kimani. And you won't believe it. Kimani's attacking, and the kick to Deutsch, ready to shoot. Boom. These 2, seriously, special chemistry. Great passing, Kimani. Great shooting. Let's go. Now, just for a little fun, maybe you'll remember this play now that you're seeing the setup. This is one of the most exciting plays of the whole year. Get it, Albert. Let's go, baby. Boom! And we're off to the races. What a play. Now, that is a serious block. It's one of my favorite plays of the year. All right, awesome. Now, that was our celebration. There were a lot of clips. We've been through, I think, most players who have had significant time on the varsity squad, and we really appreciate your contributions and all your hard work. I hope it was fun watching yourself be successful again. You'll never, it's hard to know, but you guys are great players, and there is a lot of film that really shows this. And we wanted to highlight a few of them for each of our players. But if you guys go on a deep dive here and continue to watch through your Huddle account, you can find yourselves doing just phenomenal things. And that's why we're so excited moving forward. We got so many people back who made such huge contributions last year. You've seen that in all these videos. And you guys are great players, and you're getting better day by day, even minute by minute. And we're just excited for the future, man. And we hope you're excited too. This is going to be a great journey. Now, to talk about the very last kind of topic of the IIQ Season 1, it's going to be another discussion about switching screens. But this time we're going to talk about switching off-ball screens. So on Monday, we talked about, okay, somebody's going to set a ball screen. What happens? And remember, there were 2 huge components of that. We're going to switch this ball screen to hopefully put some pressure on the dribbler, level him off, not let him turn the corner, things like that. But remember, there's a component of the ball screen in which the two players involved in it switch, and that's important. But then there's a component of the ball screen situation where the three guys on the back end can step into the middle a little bit, more so into some passing lanes and things like that. And when that switch occurs and we put pressure on right away, and that guy's going to want to make a quick pass, get the ball out of his hands, get rid of the pressure. Our other three players, just like Champlin did, get to step into those passing lanes, get into those open positions, and steal the ball, and we're off to the races. And so we get another opportunity to look at things like that today. But again, we're going to focus on off-ball screens. And so what that just means is it's not going to be occurring on the guy guarding the ball, meaning obviously, what's happening here with Jay and the point guard up here is important, but a screen is not occurring. As you can see over here on this play, we're gonna set a pin down screen on Donald. And so the question is, okay, how can we switch this? Or, I mean, even should we switch it? But if we switch it, how can we do it so that we can put ourselves in an advantageous position? Right? And let's kind of get this straight. One of the reasons why we might switch off-ball screens is this. So much about defense deals with you being in the right position. If you're in the right position relative to where your man is and where the ball is, it is hard for the offense to deal with that because there's only so much space on the floor when there are 10 guys. And there are always gaps and there are always open areas. But if we fill those gaps and we plug those open areas, now there's less options for them. Less space, less easy to get to the basket, less easy to get an uncontested three, things like that. And so again, that's kind of the gist of why we might want to switch. Again, the reason is there are certain positions that are good for us. And if some of our players are already in those positions, it doesn't make a ton of sense to have them run out of that position just to have one of their other teammates come fill that exact same position. We could accomplish that with way less movement, meaning way less of a chance to kind of make a mistake, meaning if we're already in good position and we know we're not going to make a mistake, we're going to stay in good position. And when you really recognize switching proactively, particularly when it's occurring away from the ball, and you recognize that, hey, you're in a good position, and you recognize, hey, this guy wants to get to that spot, but I'm in a good position to deal with that, I can quickly switch to just stay in that position. Now, real quick before we start showing the rest of the clips, I wanna expand on one other thing I just said. Knowing that a guy wants to get to a spot. Now, I'm pretty sure that most people in our program watch college basketball and watch NBA basketball. And if you do, oftentimes you hear announcers say things like, LeBron really got to his spots today. Or maybe Kawhi has a 45-point game and the announcer says, hey, Kawhi really got to his spots today. And so the question is, what does that mean, right? And really what it means is this. A basketball player has areas on the floor he feels most comfortable on, right? Stephen Curry feels really comfortable shooting deep shots. Dwight Howard feels really comfortable scoring in the low post. Michael Jordan was really comfortable and really effective at the mid-range game, right? And so that's what it means by getting to those spots. Basketball players have a tendency to want to do what's comfortable because they have more success when they get to do what is comfortable for them. And so if they are comfortable shooting mid-range and they get to the mid-range, they're going to be more successful shooting that shot. If they're more comfortable shooting threes and they get to shoot an open three, they're going to be more successful shooting that shot because they're comfortable in a spot they want to be at, right? Now, let's think of that from a defensive perspective. If we know there are players out on the floor who want to get to specific spots, but we know what those spots are, what if we get to those spots first? If we know where Kawhi wants to go, for instance, let's say he wants to get to the elbow here, but we go stand at the elbow. He is not going to get to this spot, right? Now, Kawhi is a great player. He has other spots that are good for him. And so it's not as simple as just plug all the spots, but that's the general idea. Players want to be comfortable on the floor. They want to get to places that they feel comfortable and familiar in. So we want to recognize what those places are and not let them get to that spot, right? So let's watch this clip and see what happens. It's pinned down on the other side. We trail, he curls, and it's a lay. So the question is, how can we stop this, right? And here's what I want to tell you about Coon Rapids. Coon Rapids loves playing downhill. What I mean is they love attacking the basket, right? And so for this guy to get the ball at this spot, curling and going full steam ahead to the basket, that's what he's comfortable doing. That's his spot, right? And he even makes an athletic play, an athletic finish to make that happen. And so the question is there a way that we can recognize that that's his spot and not let him get it there? And I believe there is. Take a look at where Albert is right now. Albert's in his spot. This guy wants to be here, and then he wants to go head first down the lane, right? So what if Albert stays in that spot, right? Because now Albert's over here because his guy set the screen. Donald had to come around it. We got around it late. And now, right, we're on his side, and that guy and the guy with the ball has the advantage. But again, look at where that guy came to. He is going to curl, and he is going to get the ball exactly where Albert was just standing. Now, could we have impacted that? And I say yes. And we can do it with a switch. And we can do it in other ways too. I don't want to talk about those ways now. I want to talk about switching right now. Again, one of the reasons why you might switch is because you know where a team wants to go and you're already in the way so that you can defend them as they go to that spot. And so here's how we can predict this. We are pretty sure at this point in time that this guy is going to come set a down screen, right? And so when he sets a down screen, this guy is probably coming this way. And so if Albert recognizes that he's going to set this screen and Donald also recognizes that he is going to be screened, right? They're on the same page. And then they become further on the same page when they start talking it. Albert's like, screen down, coming, Donald, screen down, screen down. And Donald's very aware of it. But then Donald can yell, hey, Albert, switch, 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 switch. And what happens if he yells, hey, Albert, switch, 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 switch? We know that this guy is going to go to Donald because he wants to screen Donald, and we know that this guy is going to come up. Well, Albert's already in the perfect position to deny this guy when he gets there. And if this guy's running to Donald, Donald's already in the perfect position to just stay with that guy. He'll be with him right away, right? And so again, Albert's yelling, screen down, screen down, screen down. If Donald can recognize and if Albert can recognize together what they're trying to accomplish by setting this screen, and normally with pin down screens, we see people come over the top. If they can figure out what Coon Rapids is trying to accomplish, then they can better, right, make the right choice that'll allow us to impact that in a way that's in favor of our team. And again, by yelling switch, 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 Albert gets to hold his ground and stay in this spot. Donald gets to hold his ground and stay in that spot. And what does the offense do? He runs to Donald and he runs to Albert. And we didn't even have to move a muscle and they run to us. And if Albert is planted right here, not only is he going to run to us, but if he makes that curl, he's going to literally run headfirst right into Albert's chest and he is not going to get through him, right? Now, lastly, a couple other things. We don't just want to passively switch. So we're going to recognize he's setting this down screen and this guy's going to come around, either Albert or Donald. We are yelling switch, 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 right? Early, loud, continuous. Early means we need to together recognize what's happening here before it happens. Loud means we got to start talking to each other loud enough so that we can hear each other, so that we're on the same page. And continuous means say it 3 times, just in case somebody didn't hear it the first time or the second time. So either Albert or Donald, probably Donald, because Donald can see the whole floor by the way he's looking, is going to yell, switch, 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 Albert. And then Albert's going to hold his ground. Donald's going to hold his. These two will interchange, but we're going to be in the perfect position to deal with that. And not only that, but if Albert knows this guy's coming this way, now Albert can take about 3 steps this way, hand in the passing lane. And if this guy just assumes he's going to be open and he throws it anyway, Albert is stepping in there and he is highlight dunking it on the other end. No question about it, right? Now, the only thing I do want to mention here is, remember our discussion the other day? To deal with a ball screen, we need to be, 5 guys need to be on the same page, right? And so we just talked a lot about dealing with an off-ball screen, about 2 guys being on the same page. But again, all 5 of us need to be. So first of all, let's look at you, Jay. I like your bluffing here. You're trying to put pressure on him, and you're trying to make him feel uncomfortable. See that lunge there? You're off balance right now. And so here's what I would suggest, Jay, to make him feel a little bit uncomfortable. Let's try to pick him up a little higher so he has to deal with you earlier, right? Everything's getting set up right now. And so this guy, he knows he's going to come down and screen. The other guys are getting in position. They're trying to get set up. And the less pressure he has right now, the easier it is to set all that up. Let's step up and let's pressure him. And then we just want small bluffs, right? Not big steps forward, small steps forward. So that way we can bounce back quickly, right? You're putting pressure on him, but you bounce back because you're not going to let this guy beat you. He's not going to take you off the dribble. Now, lastly, that's Jay. And when you do that, Jay, maybe he throws that pass early. Albert holds his ground, takes 2 steps out here, right? And we deny that, and we're running. We're off to the races. The last couple things, though, David, let's try to have you a little bit higher up here so that we can contact this guy as he comes around higher on the floor so he doesn't get so close to the basket to shoot the layup. And then same deal, kind of, I think it's Keenan over there. Let's just have you a little bit higher up here. Remember, you didn't have to jump to that side yet because this guy had the ball in the middle of the floor. But let's have that pressure be up here, right? Because your guy's buried in the corner. So you can come up a little higher so this guy feels pressure by your presence. And the reason why that's important is because let's say Albert switches and denies right about now. And let's say he doesn't throw the pass, right? He recognizes Albert is denying that, and this guy's not open. But he's now picked up his dribble. The next thing he's going to try to do is throw it to this side. But if you're here with extreme pressure, he's not going to have options there either. And now we're locking this down. And the way we did it was just because we positioned ourselves correctly. We communicated to each other through this off-ball screen and kept ourselves in good positions, right? And because of that, we took away the options that they thought they were going to have. And then it screwed everything up for them. Now, they might score anyway, but that is how the defense controls the possession. We try to get to their spots first. And the only way to get to their spots first are to know what those spots are, to try to visualize it, to see it, and to communicate it with your teammates, right? All right. Now, let's go to the next one. And this is really the last one. And this is an important one to talk through. And I want you to just see it first. In this Blaine game, we got beat by throwing, Blaine threw literally 9 lobs over the top, right there, no backside help, and they just shot layups, right? Dang it. This is way back, so I got to redo this. So I want to talk about that because I want to show you how if we switch a little bit to try to do the same thing that we did in the last clip, which was we were already in good position. And so let's recognize that since we're in good position, let's not change that position. Let's try to stay in that position as long as we can until they force us out of it. But if we are in good position and we are shutting down their options and we are getting to their spots before they get to their spots, that's a good thing for us. And I'll show you how, with that same thing in mind, we could have impacted this possession. All right, so this is okay. All right, this is okay. We're fine here. David's going to battle with this guy and try to get around him, right? So the first thing we have happen is we kick it to this side. And so this is okay. Donald, you're almost into the lane. That's perfect. And your guy, right, he's about to come around a screen here. And so let's see this. It's actually a double screen, right? He's coming down. I don't know what number he is. That's Makai's guy, and he's going to screen you. And then this guy's going to try to hit you too, right, as your guy comes around for a 3. And so the first place that I think is an effective switch here is this guy's coming around for a 3. And so the guy who's in great position to stop that, right, he wants to get to this spot. And the guy who's basically in that spot right now is Jay. Now, Jay can't leave 3 yet because 3 might cut this way, and he is and then maybe, they throw a lob or something, and he is, but so right now we have to deal with him a little bit. But if you talk to Donald and you say, hey, Donald, switch, instead of Donald trailing all around here and a little bit out of position, Donald can book it straight to your guy. Or even just kind of hang out here just a second, because notice this guy is about to try to seal David so they can throw this lob. If he just holds his ground in this area for a second, right, while Jay pops out here to full deny this guy getting to this spot, what gets to happen is Donald is impacting that lob momentarily. Now he's going to ultimately have to come to 3, but by that time, Makai's guy is going to take him down a little bit lower. And so at that time, Donald will finally get to 3, and Makai will be in that opposite block, impacting that lob there. And Jay will have completely denied their shooter getting to his spot right here. So again, Jay's going to jump right now. We would want Jay to jump right now. Donald, you should be right here. They won't be able to throw the lob if you are. And then just come inside. At the moment Jay jumps, you take 2 steps up to 3. And Makai, if you flip your head around, right, because the ball is on this side of the floor, you now open up and you're the guy guarding the lob, right? Now, that doesn't happen. And so here's what happens. Now, in actuality, Jay and Donald did switch, but we want to switch with a little bit more purpose. Again, it's kind of about they want to get to a spot. We want to get to that spot first. And so, Jay, we need you to switch with a purpose a little bit earlier. You could completely deny this. And if they throw it anyway, you step in and you go dunk on the other end. And Donald, if you switched earlier and we recognized it earlier, you would be about right here now instead of being screened out of position by this guy. You would just be standing here right in the middle. And all those lobs that they threw all day long, we would start impacting because we would have Donald and Makai and David all in the middle. And Jay, pressure on this guy, pressure on his spots, right? And Alpha, pressure on this guy as he throws the pass. And again, we still have that lane clogged for them to not be able to throw those lob passes. Now, watch. He is going to seal again. And they're going to try to get that lob pass again. So watch what happens. So they throw back over here. Right? They throw back over here. And so he's going to try to seal. And this is the one they ultimately do throw over the top. So who's in the best position to deal with that right now? It's Makai. And so as soon as this guy throws the ball over here, right? If Makai could just sink just a little bit, that would be great, to about right here, and watch what happens and why that can be effective, right? Because now these two are going to interchange. But Makai was already in great position right here. And they're going to interchange, and this guy's coming down this side, right? And Makai's guy is coming back to this spot. Well, which guy is already in that spot for us? Jay. So right now we want to try to see that. And of course we need to see this. We cannot vacate this. And so the reason why switching in this position would be effective is because Makai already was in a good spot to deal with that. And this guy is now going to run right to him. So by staying in that spot, we're dealing with this. And we know we are in the exact spot we need to be in because this guy's going to run to us too. And again, Jay, this guy's coming up top to this spot, and you are in that spot. And so if you switch and deny that, they're not going to get to throw it over here, right? They are not going to get to make the lob because Makai's going to be there, and this guy isn't going to be open, right, for a second. And if we can get Alpha to even put more pressure on this, that makes that pass be even more difficult than it needed to be. And let's watch that play out. See, this guy hardly even really cut. And so again, if Makai was just standing here, they would not get that. This guy was not a threat. Jay would be denying this. He'd have no chance to get it. But instead, look, we're kind of trailing and we're off balance and we're out of position. And now this does happen and it's a layup. Now, let's run that through one more time. Okay, so ball's over here on this side of the floor. We need to get you guys to the middle. Now we also need to start recognizing things, and we need to talk about them. And so here comes the double screen, right? The staggered screen. At this moment, Donald is taking off late. He's already around the first screen. Donald's barely moved. And so in an effort to try to get back into great position, and in fact, Donald, you're in good help side position there for that lob, and Jay's in good denial position for this guy coming around. Let's recognize that and start yelling, Jay, switch, 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 right? Early, loud, continuous. Jay pops off and denies that. Donald holds his ground for a second so the lob doesn't happen. And then as Makai's guy drifts, Donald comes and grabs 3, and Makai's in position to stop that lob, right? And then they pass it back over, right? And now they're going to do this interchange here. And Jay's still in a good position because this guy's coming. And Makai's still in a good position to deal with the basket and the lob. So Makai, who sees the floor and sees Jay and sees Jay's man coming, starts yelling, Jay, switch, switch, switch. And Jay stays in that spot, pops out and denies this guy coming. Makai stays in that spot, opened up so he can see this occurring. And if they throw a lob around you, Makai, you are as athletic as it gets. Jump up there and take that thing, right? And then we're off to the races. All right, everybody. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you see some things that you haven't thought of before, or maybe you haven't seen before discussed. Please let us know if you have any questions. This has been a great start to the summer. Let's keep this up. I've been having a lot of fun making these videos. I hope you enjoy watching them. And I think it's going to be very valuable. I can't wait to get on the floor for real in the near future here. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you.